Hi, this is JilliBling. How are you today? Hope all is well and you're staying warm. Sweater weather. I am on quite a roll with this little bundle. It's great. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Look at them playing. It's like they're jumping right up off the sweater. And it's so easy, so simple, kind of the monochromatic thing going on. And yeah, I wanted to put rhinestones in the middle of everything, but you know what? Trying to resist the urge. Okay, so we will use encircled in warmth just for an alternate. Today I want to use the let it snow, but all these words are great. Circle and warmth, well defined, and there's 3 of them that work for this card. There's winter, Christmas, and holiday. You could use any of them if you want, but those I think work perfectly. Knit together, loving it. We'll use that. Dies for this rectangle for the words. We'll use the die, and this is from Scallop Contours die. And hippo die, which I use all the time. I was really hoping that this one was here, but it's in some other box. But this one looks good too. Oh, look at that little rickrack. Okay, and the knit together dies, which are right here. We'll be using those. Okay, so I stuck them all together with washi tape, but they are separate individual little pieces, and you can use them separate, but it's really convenient when they're all stuck together, which is what we'll be doing today. And then these are the 2 dies for the words. Okay, you ready to get started? Oh, and just 1 ink pad, Misty Moonlight. Keep that so you could see it. Maybe right there. Okay, glue dots for the bow. This is for the bow. I have one made. This is the crinkled seam binding. I have a little one made. And if you like double bows, scroll way back to my videos because I have a video on how to make double bows. I use them all the time. I love a double bow. And these are the papers. So this is the base paper. And we will score at 4 1/4. Okay, there that is. And this is for the words. These go inside. I'm not going to stick them down yet because I want to put words on there first before I stick it down. That just gets attached. This is for the knit stamp, the big background stamp, and then the dies. And then that's just a layer. So let's work on the knit background. And I have to admit, I kind of forgot something, but you might like it. On this card, loved it, love how simple it is, but I noticed, oh my gosh, I didn't put the knit on here, which was part of the plan. So we'll do that this time. So here is, when there's a stamp that is this big and it's hard to hold it and have good control over it, and then when, say that you do, and you put it onto your paper to stamp it, I don't feel I get good pressure. So I like to do it a little bit different with a scratch paper. Take the ink, and I know this paper will cover a little bit more than half, or about half, so I'm just going to ink half of it. No need to put ink over there because I'll just be using the scratch paper to pick it up. Okay, Misty Moonlight paper. And when you put this paper right on here, make sure to get it parallel with the edge of the stamp. Only because if you put it crooked, your whole card will look crooked. But this stamp naturally has a little bit of a curve to it, but we're just going to embrace that. I'm going to get this corner down, then put that corner down. Once you have it down, it's not good to shift the whole thing because then it will look smeary and not so good. And then just put pressure to get it stamped. And because this is a bit of a random stamp, if you don't get full coverage, that's okay. Okay, don't like to get my fingers dirty, so I'll just kind of push that off the edge. And there it is. And this will stay dirty. Oh, it will stay dirty until if I want to do the other card, because in this project there's project box, there's 2 different cards. One of them uses Crumb Cake, this one uses Misty Moonlight, and my little note, to wash, run it under water. So what you do is, it's dirty, you're ready to do the other card, you want to put brown on here rather than blue. Pretend like this is the faucet, see the water running right here? All the water will just run right off of it, let it dry, kind of blot it with your towel, and that's all it's to it. You don't need to get the chamois and scrub it and spray it. It's so easy. You could do that with all of your stamps too, if you feel like going to the kitchen or wherever you have running water. Okay, so this one here is going to get the die. So when you go to line this up, I'm trying to get, these are the little Christmas trees, perfect Christmas tree here and here, and then get the deer perfectly centered. It's impossible, so don't even try. What you are trying for is, see this little blue border? You could even make it just a little bit littler, just a little bit of a border. The die is parallel with the edge of the paper, perfect. But now you're thinking, well, what about this up here? It's going to take 2 passes. So once you have this cut, then, and it kind of all hangs together. I'll show you that in a minute. Kind of shift it down, put it on your plate, and you'll see, what is this? The rickrack. You'll see rickrack right here. Just get this one lined up with the pattern, the die cut pattern. Just kind of get it lined up like that, and then run it through again. So it does take 2 passes, and because it's a bit of a random paper pattern, because we're going to put a bow and words over it, if it isn't exactly perfect, it's okay. It's very forgiving. But if possible, keep the dies all stuck together, because for both of the projects, we want them stuck together. The brown project, you probably don't want these top 2, and you could remove those, but then stick them back together. And I stuck them together just so that they're right up next to each other without running over the top of each other. Okay, so cranking this through. Here it is, and you're like, well, it doesn't look like you die cut it. But look at that. And wherever there's rickrack, like right here, those just, and you might think, oh, I didn't cut all the way through. But because this is the portion that was run through twice, it's kind of like it pushed it together, but it really is cut. Maybe. I did that with the other one too. So if it doesn't work, just give it a little bit of a snip with your scissors. Okay, and if you can, keep your little pattern, like just have it set out. Otherwise it'll be a puzzle later when you go to assemble. See that rickrack, that one came out fine. Maybe it's the bottom part of the rickrack. Okay, so I'm going to take my scissors, I'm going to punch all these little things out, and if you like these little deer, oh dear, or the Christmas trees, keep some of those for the inside. Okay, so I have one all ready to go. That rickrack, and keep the rickrack too, the zigzag. I'll just use my snips to separate that. Okay, so here it is, all punched out, somewhat in order, ready to go. And I also kept a few pieces, and that will make sense in just a minute. Okay, so this is for the words. How about if on this one we do Christmas? We'll get to this in just a minute. So Christmas, just put it right in the middle. And then decide what shape you like best. How about this one? Because we use this on the other one. Okay, so run that through, get it all lined up and cut it. So There it is. And let's put, I want to do the Let It Snow. I want to do that on here. So I'm thinking this is going to be right about there. You know what? I don't know if you could see that. White on white is sometimes hard to see. Okay. So, Let It Snow will go right here. Okay, so the inside is ready to attach. And this little paper, remember this? Oh, look how cute little Bambi is. That's a little distracting, but you could use that side if you like. I love it with the sparkle on it. I like the pink too. Sticky. So it is raining like crazy here today. Maybe that's why I'm so liking this card. It just keeps raining and raining. Okay, inside is almost done. I'm going to put a cute few little things down there. Okay, and this paper is just a layer, so I could put that on. Okay, so now it's time to put the sweater on. So I'm going to use liquid glue. I'm going to start with the top piece, and I'm going to thinly apply the glue. Not too thick. I don't want it smushing out underneath, and I'm not very patient waiting for it to dry. And you could just do it along the edges. You don't have to do the whole inside. And that will go right on here. When you look at the, hold on, let me get that tree base right in place. When you look here, just leave about this much of a border. It's like 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so tree. Next will be the rickrack. I'm going to save for the inside. This will be in the middle. Another rickrack. I probably should call it something else. And then next I'm going to put on this bottom piece, and then this one I'm just going to center in between those. If you try to stick down the top one, the middle one, and the bottom one, chances of getting it lined up, slim. Some people could do it, but I just find it easier to do it this way. And some of these little pieces, see this little piece right here? Happy it didn't fall off. But there are pieces, for instance, the deer neck. You're like, what are you talking about? I'll show you. Okay, let me stick this one down. I see some little die-cut fuzzies, which drive me crazy. Get those out of there. Okay, so when I was talking about the deer neck, see right here I have all these cute little Bambis. Right here, there's a part of his neck that if I would have had the whole thing shifted over a little bit, I would have a little cutout, but I saved it. It's this piece right here. So I think his deer neck will go right there, about putting just a thin bit of glue. Using my picker-upper, it will go just like that. So if you want, you could add those little cut pieces back in, but you don't have to. And then right here, let me make sure you can see. See these two tiny little bits? Those are snowflake bits, and I'm not sure if I'm going to add those in or not. Not even sure where they belong, but I know that I saved them because they somewhat belong in here. Okay, so once again, this is the middle piece. I'm just going along the outside edges with thin glue. Maybe a little bit midpoint. And then I'm going to center it. First of all, making sure that the edges are right. And then how much is here of a gap and how much is here. Just somewhere about in the middle. That's good. And if it isn't perfect, because this does look a little bit wider than that, when I put the words over it, you can't even tell. Okay, so the little pieces I saved for the snowflake, I think they go right here and here. So when I'm looking at it, see how there's a whole bunch of white? I think that's where they belong. Is it worth it to put them in? Yeah, I don't know, but I'll try. But if you don't, I'm thinking it's fine too. So I could use my picker-upper, but chances of me getting it unpicker-uppered is slim. So I'm putting just a hint of glue on the end of my pokey, putting it right in place. That's kind of a blob of glue, but that's okay. And this one doesn't have any print on it. That side does. Yeah, these are so tiny. This can be considered OCD. Okay, it looks good. There we are. And I'll use my glue again for the inside when decorating and putting some of these cute little things in here. Okay, so where for the words? You know, I do like it. Look at the difference. Stamped with knit, knit together, without. This is a little bit softer, more monochromatic, but I like that. Okay, so for the words, well, I really don't want to cover up the deer, but I do like it down here. The first one I did up there. Okay, I'm going to have to cover up some of these deer. Nothing personal, dear. I don't know, or cover up trees. That's right back where we were before. You know, sometimes it's hard. Whew, a couple extra dimensionals there. Okay, dimensionals on only half of it because the other half was going to be opening up. Okay, little Bambis, here you go. Right in the middle or over to the side? I think over to the side. Oh, I probably should have checked here. Ah, that's good. Okay, that looks good. So the front just needs a bow. I don't want to cover up my words. How about just like that? And I'll make it shorter. So a glue dot. This word, attributive. I think I need to look that up. Christmas. It's a noun. The time of year where the presence of family is better than the presence from... That's nice. It's a noun, often attributive. Yeah, I have to look that up. Okay. Much cute. Very simple. Very classic. Okay, so the inside is just fine, other than all these little smears. So, how am I going to decorate it? Probably should have a plan, and I don't have a plan. Do I want the rickrack? The zigzag? Or not. I don't like all those little marks in there. Okay, I'm going to have a plan first. That tree is kind of chopped off. Maybe I could put it right there. Ooh, maybe some plane trees. That's the reverse side. This is starting to look similar to the other one. Okay, trees. And then maybe these guys are just like full on leaping. They're all happy about the snow. Yay! I have some snowflakes. Maybe I'll put those with knit side. So this is the plain side. Let it snow. Yeah, I planned that. Okay, so you don't have to write anything. How's that? Okay, you like my little inside seam? I could put some over on here. Okay, because there's ink on here, I know, just put a little bit of glue, stick it down, and don't move it. If I move it, the glue kind of reactivated the ink, and it would leave a smear or a puddle or a skid mark. The rain is coming down. Yay! Picker-upper tool coming in handy today and yesterday. Guess I could have had this all done, but I didn't know. Okay, so today is December 6th. It's a Monday. It's time to mail out Christmas cards. And here I am, still on a roll. So, it might be for your next year Christmas. But it's cute. Or some of them I hand deliver. This could be a hand delivered one. Okay, one more. Well, those are some happy deer. They're prancing. I think they like the weather. Well, this one, it has the cutoff right there. So it's going to go right next to that designer paper. Okay, there it is. No bling on it. Just simple. Just a simple kind of somewhat monochromatic card. I don't want any little dots by his backside. I know what some of you would say. Okay, there it is. With, knit, without. I like this one. Okay, I like that one too. So there it is. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and whenever I come up with something else, which seems to be a couple times a day lately, I will post it and you'll be first to know. Thank you. Bye.